We are live in 5. You know the rest of those. New GarageBand update. Yes, new version of GarageBand. It does require iOS 14. We've got some new keyboard sounds. We've got a new time ruler. It's finally here. And we've got a whole bunch more to go through here. Let's get started. Let's go. Yes, that is just one of the epic new keyboard sounds. That's the Rusty Piano. How do you go wrong with something called Rusty Piano? Hi, my name is Pete. This is Studio Live today. I hope you're well and happy new GarageBand version day. Yes, we have a GarageBand version 2.3.9. It has just been dropped and we're going to take a look at it today and go through all of the new stuff that you can check out here. So what we'll be covering, I'll give you the quick overview of everything that's new. That's what we're going to start with, and then we'll take a bit of a deep dive because we've got a lot to look at here. We've got a lot of new features, new keyboard sounds, and new loops as well. So let's jump in and take a look at the highlights of what we have here. I'll just bring up my notes over on this side and take a look. In fact, let's bring up what Apple have actually told us themselves. There is that one, and here it is over here. So what do we got? Well, we've got audio recordings can now be quickly started from the home screen by touching and holding on the GarageBand app icon. We'll be showing you that one in a minute. Maximum song length can now be up to 72 minutes. So they've increased the total number of bars you can have from 640 all the way up to 2,000. Why it took this long to do that, I don't know. Speaking of why it took so long to do something, the ruler now offers an option to switch from musical bars and beats to minutes and seconds. Can I get a hallelujah about time? Yeah. And we have a new downloadable keyboard collection sound pack that has over 150 keyboard loops and 50 instrument patches, like the ones that you heard me using in the intro there. It is very cool. Yes, the controversial thing is that you do need, like iOS 13 with the new features that came out, GarageBand 2.3.8 wouldn't update unless you had iOS 13. With the new one, 2.3.9, it won't update unless you have iOS 14. So I've got iOS 14 on my iPad Air 2 here. I still haven't updated my iPad Pro because I'm using a few things that it doesn't support. So there will be an interim period where if you want the keyboard sounds and you want the new packs and you want the new features, you need to make a decision. You need to sit between whether you update or not. So that is what we have there. Hello to the folks who are here live. I can see QB here. We've got Lutch Vegas, Tom Rochelle, Ian's here. We've got Jade Star. We've got Kyle TV, Scott, Mark, Russ, Thomas, Gary. So many people here. I'm going to miss a bunch of you, so apologize for that. If you're watching on the replay, don't worry. We love you just as much. And if you've got views, if you've got your own opinions on this pack, on what you think of it, let me know. But let's dive back across to GarageBand, shall we? And see what's going on over here. So yes, this is on my iPad Air 2. And let's jump through these new features, shall we? So we'll come up here, we'll close out of this project. So the new way to start a recording is actually, I don't know if I'll ever really use it, but it's there and why not? So what we can actually do is on your GarageBand icon, if you tap and hold, you're going to get this menu here. And you can create a new song, you can create a new live loops or track song, or you can jump straight into the audio recorder. So I think this might actually be pretty cool. If you wanted to just get something started, tap and hold on GarageBand logo, hit create new audio recording, it's going to go in, turn into day mode for some reason for a couple of seconds and throw you straight here into the audio recorder. Now, look at this. I've already changed my ruler here to minutes and seconds. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what we can then do is just hit record. Now, I don't have a microphone plugged in because I'm unprepared, but we can record on that and then we'll just give it a couple of seconds. 5 seconds now, as opposed to, or 10 seconds, because yes, we can record in minutes and seconds. This is going to be cool. If you're recording podcasts, spoken word, audio for videos, anything like that, you don't care about beats and bars. You want time. You want minutes and seconds, and we have that now. Come back here to the view, and I mean, I've recorded nothing. But that's pretty handy because that's a really quick way to start. If you're like, oh, I've just got an idea for a song, instead of using your voice memos or music memos, you can just tap and hold on the GarageBand icon. It's going to open you up and then create a new song like that. So that's pretty cool. Let's come back in here because the next feature that we have is to change our bars. So here you go, we've got our standard 8-bar loop, and you'd probably know we can tap the plus button here and we can change these section from bars, however many we want. Here's the cool thing, we can now go all the way up to 2000. We'll talk about that in a moment, but for now, let's bring it on back to 8. Leave it at 8 bars. And if we come back here, but you'll notice that if we don't go to the song sections, but if we go in here to the settings here, we'll tap on the settings icon and come on down. Look at this, brand new time ruler. Yes, time is the ultimate ruler. If we tap that one on, there you go. In the background, there is our time. And as we zoom on in, look at that. We get all of that. You can even get right down to half a second. So you've got all your little spots there. As you zoom across, you get your minutes. You get your hours, your minutes, and your seconds, and even your points of seconds. So that is pretty darn cool. I know. Before you say anything, I know. The fact that we had to wait till version 2.3.9 of a digital audio workstation to get time ruler is a little bit insane, but it's here. So I am a positive person. I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and we have it. So that's good. Alrighty, let's continue on here. The other thing which I alluded to is that we now have the ability to add more. So if we come here, everybody wants more. And here where we used to only have 8 bars, we can now move this all the way up to 2,000 bars. And what did Apple say? This gives you something like 73 minutes at the default rate, which means if you put it right down, so the good thing here is that I did a video recently, or a while ago, on the maximum recording length. Look at that. It's looped it. Now that's a long loop. So here it's gone over an hour. Actually, because we have a time bar, it'll tell us now. If you go down to your lowest tempo, which is 40 beats per minute, and come back out to here, how long do we get? We get over 3 hours of recording time. So the biggest drawback before was that GarageBand had a maximum of, I think, 64 minutes, which meant if you're recording a podcast or audio for a video like I do, that is not enough. But now if you drop your BPM down to 40, then you can actually get up to 3 hours plus of recording time. Now, I've ruined this, so I was going to demo some of these keyboard instruments, but I've ruined this now because I've made it 2,000 bars. So let's bring this on back, tap and hold and drag this down. By the way, if you don't know how to do that, if you just tap on here, you can actually drag down, and it actually goes really much quicker. So we'll drag this one down, and then put it up to 8 bars there. Come on back, and there you go. We're back there. And there's our loop. If we just turn up the volume, make sure this is playing. Oh, we're still at 40. We're still at 40 BPM. How about we bring this one back up? Well, let's make it a funky BPM of 1. Let's make it a bit quicker. 118. There you go. That'll do. And there you go. And it changes your time there. And now we've got... There you go. So let us take a look. I've buried the lead here. I mentioned it and I demoed it up front, but let's jump on in and take a look at these new sounds. So of course we go into the sound library browser here and we browse on across. Now there's 2 different places these new sounds are. I'll show you them and where they are and how to add them. And then we'll just have a quick play because some of these are super cool. So here in the keyboard, if we tap on more sounds, and then we'll go right back to the start, so I'll show you. So here you've got all of your different keyboard types down the left-hand side. So you can go in here, check out your keys, your Alchemy synth, whatever. But if you go to recently downloaded, you can actually choose by pack. So here's the keyboard collection pack. We can tap on that one, and here they are. There are 50 of these glorious keyboard sounds. And if we want to add one in here, what's one that sounds cool? A double-tracked whirly. Now that sounds epic. Let's tap on that one and take a listen to the double-tracked whirly. I've got my MIDI keyboard here. Sounds pretty cool to me. Nice. So yeah, we've got a whole heap of other sounds here. We will explore more of them because there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Boogie main piano. Let's see if we can do some boogie. Oh wow, that's an interesting sound. Don't know if I'm going to be using that a heap, but anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. We'll just put it back to the chilled clav here and hit done because I like this one. Was playing around with this one this morning. And whilst this isn't the 80s pack that many were hoping for, a lot of these keyboard sounds are very 80s. There's some 80s vibes in here that I think you're going to dig. All right, let's come back out here, because the other cool thing that we have here is that we have the ability, if we bring this one in, this is actually one of our new MIDI loops, and I'll show you how to add these in a minute, but if we take a listen, this is the dirty backbeat clav. Let's take a listen. So that's not me playing that in, that's me using one of the new loops. And here's the cool thing. These aren't just loops of audio samples, these are MIDI loops. So they're using the new keyboard sounds, all 50 of those new keyboard sounds, they've actually sat down and programmed in some MIDI loops for us to use. So to access these, we tap on the loops icon in the top right corner here. I've already been playing with them, you can see, but let's remove any of my filters. I've already filtered the sound pack. We'll go back to resetting the filter so I can show you how you can find these. So let's go back. If we tap here on the loops icon, and then we tap on the filter by button, what we can actually do is filter by sound pack. So if you want to just find the newest, freshest, latest sounds, we're going to filter by sound pack. And if we scroll on down here and we just tap on the keyboard collection, it's going to remove all others and just give us that one. We come back to filter by, we come back to our Apple loops, and boom, here they all are. And yes, there are over 150 of them, and some of them are really cool. Again, for non-keyboard players, these are cool because you can add these in and then you can edit them, but you don't need to know how to play them. So you want to do some epic pop piano? Well, guess what? You can grab this one, drag it on into your project, and let's just, we'll just solo this one and take a listen to what this sounds like. Pretty cool, yeah. So yeah, you've got a heap of different sounds in here, a heap of different loops. There's pop type stuff, there's funk stuff, there's all sorts of cool things in here. What do I like? This hard to find piano. Oh, by the way, if you want to just sample them, you just tap them. How mellow is that? I believe in the miracle of everything. Yeah, so you can do some old school rock ballads from the 90s. With your hard to find piano. So there's a heap of stuff in there. We'll go and play and have some fun in just a moment to kind of finish off. Because as you can see, I'm building up a track. I got Benny laying down some funk, and I thought what we might do, yeah, there you go, Benny. What I might do is at the end, I'll delete everything off here and we'll just we'll layer up and test out some of these cool new sounds. Now, this is, thanks to the folks who are here live, this is exciting. There's some really cool stuff in here. I really do enjoy it. Thank you, Emobot. Acer, accessibility with VoiceOver has been improved. Excellent. Send me an email, my friend, because I know that you and my other vision impaired friends in the community will be interested in that as well. Tom Rochelle, this is actually a fairly substantial update. I know. I was impressed. After doing yesterday's show where I said there is no update, and then today to wake up and be flooded, my social media was flooded with people telling me, it's here, it's here. And luckily I know enough about what happens in the Appleverse that yesterday I said, hey, I will be super happy. I will be stoked if I'm proven wrong. If I wake up tomorrow and there is actually an update and a new sound pack, I will be the happiest man going around. So I don't care about being right, wrong, or otherwise. I'm not into the whole leak culture and what is right and what's not right. I just want some cool stuff to play with. And this is going to inspire me and hopefully many others to create more music. And that is the main thing. As we did mention, so I'm just going to, for those joining live now, I'll just rehash over all of the main features, and then we're going to have a play here at the end and have some fun creating a new track with these new sounds. So what have we got new? Let's go back to our what's new. Here it is. What's new in GarageBand? So we've already covered this. We've got the new audio recording. Oh, it's made my iPad a little bit small here. Let's just embiggen that one. Where's my edge? There you go. Right, so what have we got new? So you've got the new ability to add an audio recording directly from the home screen. So you can tap on the GarageBand button on your home screen, go new audio recording. It throws you straight into a new project with a default audio recorder, and you can get going. Great for capturing notes, capturing ideas, getting your project started. We've got that increased maximum song length gone from 640 bars to 2,000 or 23 to 72 minutes. We've now got the option to switch on musical bars and beats over to minutes and seconds. It's here. And the keyboard collection that you just heard me playing with, we got pianos, we got organs, we got electric pianos, 150 loops using those, and 50 new instrument patches. And if you were disappointed like me with the last pack, I can't remember the name of it. Was it the Flex and Flow? No, the Verse and Vision and Verse. Its instruments were actually terrible. In fact, let's jump back over. Let's jump over and I'll show you the difference, because here's what I was fearing. Here's what I feared when I saw that these keyboards were coming. I feared that we would get something like the Vision and Verse. So if we come back over here, we will do this thing. Whoop, wrong way. We want it big. There we go. We've embiggened it. So if we come in here and we go to more sounds, and we go, instead of keyboard collection, we go to, where's Vision and Verse? I don't have it. Maybe I didn't ever download it, or Flex and Flow. Anyway, the point here was that they were just one-shot samples. So as you use them up and down the keyboard, it was like, it did that thing, you know, the sampler thing, where it actually is a different length as you go. Yeah, it did that. That was a pain in the butt. So yeah, it's really cool that in this new version, we have actual patches. So these are actual patches that we've used here. So that is where we're at. I will have some more videos coming out in the coming days of each individual feature, just so that if you want a little bit more detail, but because it's just dropped, I wanted to give you the basic info. They're the main changes. You do need iOS 14. So at the moment, I'm running iOS 14 on my iPad Air 2. There are some limitations because some apps won't work with iOS 14. Check into that before you actually upgrade. Get over to the GarageBand users Facebook group. Have the conversation there. I don't use anything that doesn't work in iOS 14, so I'm actually cool. I'm actually about to update everything else, but for other folks that do, please, don't update just to get these keyboards and then realize that you've broken a bunch of other stuff. Let's come back here. Like I said, Benny's laid down the groove, and why don't we find a way to build up some funk here? So I'm just going to delete all my tracks. Delete all these, get rid of these, get rid of this one, and let's start with some loops. Let's build up some loops here. So again, to use these new keyboard sounds, we tap the loops browser in the top here. I've already filtered it by sound pack, and I've filtered it down to the keyboard collection sound pack. So that's all we're going to be seeing. Now, because I always do the ones right at the top, let's head down to the bottom. Let's go right down to the bottom and find out some of these things. So what have we got? Let's find something cool to lay this down. What about Water Park Fun Synth? That's too cool. That's going in. All right, so we'll move that one in. We'll drag it in. What's that going to sound like with Benny laying down the funky groove? Doesn't quite match the groove, does it? Doesn't quite match Benny there. Let's just see if we can change up Benny just to give him something different, because it's got Funky Brothers. What if we bring on the Grapevine? That might sit nicer with this. Not bad. We'll leave it in there for now, and we'll just show you how we can layer some things up here. So I do have my MIDI keyboard. So this time, let's hit the plus button and add in a keyboard sound. This time, we're going to add in a keyboard sound ourselves and manually play something in. So we'll hit the more sounds button there, and let's find something. We want something that's going to add a pad. So what about something like the 80s chime vibe? Let's sample this one. Let's just try something like this, something a little bit different. So if we hit the record button, let's do this. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll go with that for now. We need something that's going to have a little bit of bass, don't we? Oh, see, I'm confused now. I'm in the time mode, and I'm like, I can't see where my bars are. I'm so used to being in our beats mode. I'm going to have to go back to it because I'm just so used to it. It is easier for doing things like looping sounds like this. If I want to loop that one, oh, missed it. Tap it, loop it. There we go. So let's find something crunchy and bassy, shall we? We'll come in here, we'll go to our more sounds, and let's find something that we can put at the low end here with maybe a bit of a bass sound. What do we reckon? Digging deeper clav? That sounds good, doesn't it? Let's go down on the bottom end. Well, that's even a little bit too intense. Yeah, we want something a bit smoother. What about the electric sheep synth? You know I've got to tap on electric sheep synth. Don't say electric sheep synth with a lisp too much. Yeah, that's cool, but let's go down. Yeah, that's going to be what we want. I knew electric sheep wouldn't let me down. All right, electric sheep is on. Yeah, let's just do a bit of that action. So we hit the record. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'm a little bit at it because I'm a little bit out of the key here. I'm not super happy with everything. What if we get rid of the first one or this one? My timing's a little off, but you get the point there. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here that we can add together and that we can play along with and that we can use to build out a track. I'm a little bit impressed with this pack and what's going on here. If you do have questions about this, we probably don't have time to get to them in this live show because there's a lot here to digest and to think about. But please drop them in the comments after the show because I will be back there listening in and looking at any of your comments because I'm spending the day. My day's gone now. This is my day. Sheep are indeed goats' friends. I have a song called Goats that I know many people enjoy. Yes, sheep and goats. So that is going to do it for this one. That is the new version. Again, iOS 14 needs to be in play for you to actually use this one. You've got the cool new features there with the keyboard pack with the loops, as well as the default the keyboard sounds that you can actually add in there. Don't forget that you've also got the ability to change your time ruler to the minutes and seconds. We've got the ability to increase up to 2,000 bars. That's pretty cool. Speaking of sheep, bars, get it? And then we've also got that ability to update from the home screen, go straight into a recording. So GarageBand 2.3.9. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to run, but thank you. Peace. Please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Enjoy the new pack. Keep making music. I'll see you real soon.